series of panic attacks that were happening non-stop, to the point where it was seen that there was nothing that could be done except just be with what, the sensations, everything that was rising through the body. There was no point in continuing to go to the hospital or medication. None of it was really helping. And it's really hard to remember the progression of things, like how exactly things happened. It's all a blur. But what I do remember is that seemingly quite suddenly, after experiencing a lot of physical pain and fear, all of that, it was almost like so much came to the surface. So much seemingly suppressed fear, pain. It was almost as if the skin was raw, very, very, very sensitive. And a feeling as if I was a child. Somehow it's hard to explain. And I remember I tried to watch things on TV and I couldn't watch anything. And this was the first time it was happening. It was over 2.5 years ago. Like anything I would watch, if it had even a tiny bit of violence, I couldn't watch it and I had to turn it off. Like the body would immediately tense up and I would start to cry. And everything that I tried, I was like, what the heck, I can't watch anything. And so I tried various things, and it's like everything seemed to contain some violence that immediately the body just didn't want to deal with, and I couldn't continue watching. Even things from the past that seemed like there was no harm in them, it seemed like for some reason, because they were related to the past or had something to do with my childhood, then there was just a complete shutting down and being like, nope, I don't want any of that. And also just fear, a sense of fear and not even being able to look. And so I just gave up. I was like, okay, I can't watch anything. It was all the parts that were suppressed that are that we just try to run away from too, that are not okay, not accepted, not only by yourself, but they're not allowed to be by anyone. Bit by bit, not all at once. wasn't like fearful thoughts, but the body was just freaking out, you know, like grinding teeth non-stop. That I think I've damaged my teeth. Teeth clamping down, just pain all over the body for no reason, no medical reason. And that was just the body's way of dealing. You know, in this situation where there was no running away, no ability to do anything, a sort of like forcing to being with whatever was there, which had never been allowed. Yeah, and so the entire time, after that, like, there was no more trying to watch things because I couldn't, and there was just a giving up of that. It was also the giving up of thinking that there was something better. You know, like a seeing that this, whatever it, however things were appearing, manifesting, like that's exactly it, or like what it had to be, for lack of better words, because everything else is just, or had been escaping, trying to fit a mold, trying to be something. I just wasn't interested in being anything, and there was no way around that at all. Yeah, things just kept getting worse, and there was more and more just like a full letting go, because it would seem like, hey, you know what, the body's doing what it needs to, and it's like more seeing that no one's doing anything here. Like, this is all just happening. And that's difficult to talk about. Yeah, but it wasn't until, you know, in this story where there was just this total expression of everything, or at least so much that had been suppressed, and I was too scared to say, to tell anyone, and I hadn't really seen that it was there. And it was so strange as it was happening, because it was seeing like no one's doing this. It's all happening, and it's beyond words. Like everything, this huge like outpour. which I don't think you're really able to do in that way, you know, with other people. You know, sobbing and not looking normal. Like, that's not allowed. You know, while so many people, you know, in spiritual circles recommend places you can go, you know, like ashrams or, I don't know, other types of places. But those places will not take you in, like, as you are, like, in this extreme circumstance. Or, you know, if when they do take you in, it's to follow a set of rules and follow some formulas as to, you know, practices, what you can do to get yourself being normal again, which is just, you know, forcing you back into the same cycle that put you in this place. But that's what people believe will help them. You know, I remember reaching out to a lot of these places and it was like, yeah, you have to, you know, follow all these practices and, I don't know, be a certain way. It's also not free, or inexpensive. But yeah, all of it comes with these set of beliefs that you have to abide by, or code that you have to follow. And I don't know of anywhere that just allows people to come in and just be. I guess that sounds or seems too crazy or scary. But that is the only thing that really allows for healing, like true healing. And it's sad that it's like that. And, you know, all of this that happened, just, I had no idea things would turn out or happen in that way. And neither does anyone know how, you know, this type of healing, true, like, deep healing can occur for you, because I'm sure it's different for everyone. And it will look different for everyone as well. And I think the best people can do to help is just hold space. Just listening. Because no one knows, no one can tell you what's wrong or what's right. And belief in that falls away too. And it's more like the person, you see the person is there, you know, to just provide that support, you know, to receive what you're saying, what you're going through. Because it's not about solutions, it's not about getting anywhere. Just how we're programmed to be. And it's difficult to get out of that, for sure. Because, you know, for to, I don't know, have more self-love in your life. But it's like in order to land a job. So you really believe that, landing a job will make you feel better, will make you be better. But in reality, that once you get that, you'll see that wasn't it. That wasn't the thing to complete you. You're always placing your worth outside of yourself. It's just believing in this story, which isn't real. But you can start to see that as well. That the things that you are searching for, seeking for, that you think will complete you, you can start to see how actually no, that doesn't do anything. And then maybe something shifts and there is actually the space to just be with what is. To have more space for that. But it's difficult in this society that really doesn't allow time for space. You have to be so busy and work. These past over 2.5 years, I wasn't able to work. I was so incapacitated that I couldn't do anything. But I guess, that having that, whole time where there was no choice but to do this, seemingly. Where this just all happened. I guess people think that they can't do this. Well, there's nothing to do, but give themselves space. Give themselves space to